Good morning, everyone. Hope you are doing well this Tuesday. It's around 9 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday morning, and it's so close to Christmas. Can you believe it? We are, like 8 days away now, I think is what it is. We're at December 17th, so that's crazy to think. It feels like it kind of snuck up on me. Do you feel that way too? It felt like it was Thanksgiving last week, but actually it was Thanksgiving a few weeks ago. But time just has a way of flying by, I think. I hope that you're feeling like you've gotten a lot done and you're enjoying this holiday season. I appreciate you taking a moment to watch this video. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know how this is going to turn out, for starters. This could be a complete dud, and if it is, I will live with that. If it's not, then we'll be happy about it. What am I going to do today, you ask? Well, I am going to make hard-boiled eggs in the Instant Pot. Wait, what? Didn't I already do that video? Yes, you're right. I technically did that video already. However, I'm in this Facebook group, and someone posted a new recipe for hard-boiled eggs that I had to try, mainly because I was so fascinated to see if it would turn out. And I figured, why not try it with you? And if it didn't work, it didn't work. And if it works, then it gives us all a new way to make hard-boiled eggs. There are a lot of people who don't actually like peeling the eggs. And this particular recipe gives us a way to not necessarily have to peel the eggs. And you will see how. So basically what it is I'm going to make hard-boiled eggs without the shell in the Instant Pot. And together, we'll see what happens. Now, in order to make these already hard-boiled eggs, we start out with this egg mold. And you can see it's bright green, which is nice. This is also how you can make egg bites. And then if you wanted to make egg bites, you would also use this snap-on lid here. Well, does it snap? I don't know if it snaps, but it fits on nice enough, and that protects the eggs. But in this case, you don't actually need to use the lid, so we'll set it aside. I just want to show you that piece of this mold. But sometime I will make egg bites because I think that would taste delicious as well. So the first thing they say to do is to spray each of these egg molds here, just because you don't want the egg to stick. So now you might ask yourself, well, how does someone who's legally blind spray it? Well, first of all, I can see some, so I use my eyes like you, but if I couldn't, I would just do it by touch. And so you've seen my fingers here, and I would just spray. Well, this Pam is not really coming out, is it? Well, let's try this again. It's like oil, but it should be fine. Well, sometimes our best laid plans, so I'm spraying it a few times and then using my finger to make sure it's well coated. Okay, maybe I just need to turn the screw a little bit. I mean, no, okay, I don't know. I don't know why this isn't really spraying, but okay, that's a little better. All right, so we've got two. Let's just finish these. Okay, so we start with that, and I can't find my cap. Here it is. I'm just gonna put that on it because I'm weird and I like to make sure everything is back in its place. Okay, and then we are going to take this cup of water that I already have, and I'm going to dump it in here, and see how my trivet is on the bottom of the pot. And now that the water is in the pot, I'm going to take these eggs, and here's the trick to not having to peel them when you're done cooking them. What you do is you take one egg and you crack it, and you crack it, and then you, well, that's not cracked enough apparently. Let's keep going. And then you take it and you put it in this egg mold. Whoa. Okay. That's just going to fit in that egg mold, isn't it? Wow, that's... wonder if it's going to spill over. I think it'll be just fine, actually. Just almost looked like it was going to spill over, but I actually think it'll be fine. So I'm just going to set this eggshell down here. Now, remember, I can only do about 7 of these because apparently my egg mold is only about 7 little molds. So, let's see. This is so interesting. I just wonder if this is going to work out because that's why we're trying it together. I haven't used these egg molds yet, so it's a test for all of us. If this doesn't turn out, I'll say, hey, wasn't that entertaining? And if it does, then you can make the recipe too. That's kind of the nice thing about YouTube. You know, you can watch somebody do it and then decide if it works or if it's worth doing it this way or if it's just easier to do it the old-fashioned way, which is what we did before. Now, all right, and now I'm going to take this little mold very carefully because it's very full of eggs, of course. I'm just going to take it very carefully, and I'm going to, oh, that's hard to do, set it on top of this trivet. Can you see that okay? All right, there we go. You can see all the eggs are in there. Now I'm going to take the lid and stick it on. Now, just let me move the cord a little bit here because it was kind of stuck. And then remember, you have to hear the musical notes to know that it's twisted on tight. And you heard those wonderful musical notes. Now, you might wonder how I know what the buttons are if I'm not necessarily able to read them. There are a couple different ways. First of all, each button is tactile, so that means I can feel each one. So, for instance, I can tell you that there's let's see. Oh, I just stuck my arm in a little egg. Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons along the bottom. And so I know that this button here on the right, this far button to the right is cook, and this one is cancel or turn off. And then we've got start. And then I believe this is going to be saute, if I remember correctly as well. So that makes it easy. And then the timer buttons, there's a little dot right here. And the way that they're sort of positioned is the best way to describe it. Kind of helps me then to know which button is which. So I'm going to... oh, and let's say I forget which button is which, right? I've got this magnifying glass here. And I don't want to shine this right in you, but this also has a light, if you can see that light from here, and so I can also just take that and I can lean over and read what each button is as well if I forget, because it is hard to sort of remember them all. So I'm gonna set this timer for 13 minutes, and we'll do that by pressing the cook button. And right now you see it's off, and you see that it's at 10 minutes right now. And we're going down, so we need to go up. So 10, 11, 12, 13. See how that says 13? And then listen for the beep. Well, I thought it was going to beep. Yep. And that tells us that. And 2 things I wanted to say quickly. I misspoke, so I want to make sure that I don't misspeak. The button here that I was mentioning that has the little dot on it, that's actually the minus button, and then the one next to it is the plus button. So I wanted to correct myself and make sure I made that clear, because for anyone who is blind watching this, or anyone who just likes the tactile feel of these buttons to know where they are, I just want to make sure I was clear. So this little one right here in the middle with the dot is the minus button, and then the next one over is the plus. Hope that helps. Also, I always forget to say this, and I should, because I see it in other people's IP cooking videos, and that's, you want to make sure that it's set to sealing right now, and you can tell that it's set to sealing based on, I'm standing on my tiptoes here because I'm so petite, that it's because it's all the way to the left, and then when it's on venting you turn it and it turns to basically a downward position. So that's how you know by feel that it's on sealing versus venting. And usually it's pretty automatic as far as that it's going to be on sealing, and And then if it doesn't come to pressure, then you know, oh, you know what, it's actually on venting. Don't worry, your house won't blow up. I've done it once or twice, and then I realized, oh, I just have to turn that little knob. All right, everyone, these eggs are complete. Let's turn it off. So again, it's the second button from the right on the bottom row. And you heard the beep, and it says off in big red letters. Now, as you know, we need to release the steam. And so I'm going to turn the IP. Which way am I going to turn it? So I'm going to kind of turn it toward the sink here, just because I don't want it to... Well, I wonder if that's the right way. Actually, I wonder if I should turn it the other way. No, that's fine. Okay. Well, it's going to face... Actually, let's turn it to the right. My bad. See, sometimes you have to think about these things because I'd rather it not get all over the cabinets. So you can see it's all the way turned to the side. Now I'm going to release the steam, and you're going to hear the psh in a second. Here we go. Okay. You can see the steam is releasing. It's releasing. I don't know if there's in truth a way to really not have it hit your cabinets a little bit, but at least if it's not just facing me, it won't completely hit them. Here we go. Listen, 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 listen. Click. Did you hear that? That means now we can open the lid. That's sort of the Instant Pot signal. Now I'm going to turn the IP back toward me here. All right, you ready to see if this worked? What if it didn't, guys? It might not. Oh, man. Well, let's see together. Wow. Look at these eggs. They look hard-boiled. It's a little too soon to tell, though, because I can't really touch them since it's pretty hot in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab another oven mitt, and I'm going to take these out and just, I wonder if I can just touch the top of one. Well, I think it worked, but it looks like it's going to be a funny shape. I wonder if I put them in wrong. Let's see when we take these out. Again, I don't know if this worked or not. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to take these eggs that I took out of the IP. I'm going to pick this up. It's actually not all that hot. And I'm going to try to dump them in here. See if they will just dump into this bowl. Okay, so they're not just going to dump into the bowl, as we can see. So that's complicated. I think I'm going to have to wait until they cool, honestly. Unless there's a better way. Maybe I can turn it over and pop them out. Oops, whoa, no, can't do that. Okay, hold on, I'm thinking. Maybe I could take a spoon. I always keep all my clean dishes in the dishwasher because I pretty much wash dishes by hand. So I'm reaching, that's the sound you hear. I was reaching into the, let's see if I can take it out this way. All right, here we go. Oh, it's a little hot to the touch here. So actually, while that might look like a funny shape, admittedly, I think it looks like a funny shape, it actually feels pretty solid. You can even see a little bit of this, this broke off, but so I honestly don't know. Let's look at another one before we make some verdicts here. All right, I understand I shouldn't just make a verdict. This is a bad way to get them out, I think, because I think it's, I just don't know another way to get it out. Maybe I would just have to wait until it cooled, but just for the video's sake, like, I'm not taking these to a party or anything like that. So if they're not perfect, I would still eat them because I love hard-boiled eggs. But you can see these are actually hard-boiled. I can't eat any of them yet to tell you, so I'll just wait for a minute. The magic of making a video is that you do not have to wait a long period of time to see this. And as you can see, I am trying one of these eggs. You can see the middle here. It is delicious. And I'm gonna try this. It tastes good, actually. And I know these are a funny shape. I definitely agree. Let me show you the shape of all of these now that I've got them out of here. I know this is kind of a funny shape, but they did technically come out already hard-boiled, so I got half the recipe right. I just don't know why they're such a funny shape. If you have any comments on that, or you think there was something I should have done differently, please don't hesitate to let me know. I really don't get offended by much, and you know, when you try new things, you're always looking for ways to improve. Thank you all so much for watching. I had fun making that video, despite the fact that, yes, it kind of was a dud. I agree in that the eggs looked funny. Now, more importantly, they did taste really good, and they were fine. They actually were hard-boiled. But what I noticed is that some of the egg, what do you call that? The egg white, what I noticed was that some of the egg white spilled into the pot on the steamer rack. Not a lot, but enough to make a little bit of a mess. So truthfully, here's my verdict. I probably wouldn't do it this way again. Not because it wasn't fun or because they don't taste good, but because I think it's actually more work than it's worth. See, I don't actually mind peeling eggs, and it's easier to just hard-boil eggs for 4 minutes in the shell versus hard-boil them for 13 minutes and have to crack them into that silicone egg mold and to have that be so small and not necessarily work. So that's my verdict. I probably wouldn't do it again, only because it's just about the same amount of work, and I'd rather just make these eggs knowing that they're going to turn out, not have as much of a mess to clean up later and peel them. Because the thing about making these eggs in the Instant Pot is that they peel very easily, so that does not take any time at all. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm so glad you did, and I will be back with another video next week. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, bye for now.